just sometimes I really get the ick with myself.
Yeah, I just wanted to update because I was like, oh my god, I'm like 7 books ahead of schedule. Absolutely buzzing.
If I sound ill, that's because I am. The book really hit all of my favourite tropes. You know, we had slow burn, he fell first.
I have just come straight out of filming and editing another video, but my Kindle has been a bit neglected, let's say. So I think I'm gonna pick a book on here. I'm thinking one of these two. I added them to my currently reading pile. I have read the first one where it says Protector. I did read the first one. Can't remember what it was called now. But also this Not Another Love Song. It's been on my Kindle forever. I think I'm gonna read that. Yeah, I'm gonna read it. Let's go. So I guess this is starting off my next video. So my Kindle's not neglected anymore. It's only a small update because I only started Not Another Love Song yesterday. Yeah, so far it's really good. I think I'm like 8% in or something. But I just looked on Goodreads on my computer and I'm 7 books ahead of schedule for this year. I'm buzzing because it says that like I'm 54% of the way through my kind of Goodreads challenge. So I set myself a goal of 35 books and I've read 19 and this one is my 20th. So 7 books ahead. Even if I didn't read for like a month, I'd still be ahead of schedule. So I'm really happy with that. And I think I'm really getting into the swing of it now. As long as I read like a couple of 100 pages like every other day or every 3 days or something, I like finish, especially if it's a smaller book, if it's like a 300-page book, I can finish that in like 2 sit-ins. So I'm actually getting into the swing of things with my Goodreads challenge, especially this year. Last year still had a great year. I read 27 books, and for like my first proper year of doing the challenge and really getting into the swing of finding what genres I liked, this year is definitely better than last year already. So yeah, I just wanted to update because I was like, oh my god, I'm like 7 books ahead of schedule. Absolutely buzzing. I will carry on with Not Another Love Song. I've had a couple of comments on YouTube and TikTok on like a short that I posted saying to read The Inmate. Apparently that's really good by Frida McFadden, so I am thinking I might start that book and like read them together, or just read this one first and then start that one next, but we'll see. I'm excited. It's a very sunny day, if you can see outside. I'm meeting my friends tonight. One of my friends, she's been a bit poorly, so it will be really nice to see her and catch up. So yeah, I'm having a good day actually. Very good day. And it's Friday, so I'm very happy. Catch you up soon.
Okay, since this video started, I have been on holiday. I've been in a reading slump. I've been in a video editing slump. And I've just not been bothered for a few weeks. I had the ick. But now I am back to it, and obviously had a couple of weeks break. So now I feel like I can get back into my filming again. Sometimes it's just like, I don't know what it is, just sometimes I really get the ick with myself. So there has been literally a few weeks break between what you've just seen and here right now. If I sound ill, that's because I am. I went on my friend's hen party to Palma. On the plane, I think I got ill. So I've had a bit of a cough, a bit of a sniffle. And I've got choir on Wednesday and I sound like this. So I'm not going to be able to sing properly, which is grim. However, back to the reason that you're watching this video is because I finished Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. Now, I rated this book 4 stars, even though it took me, I think, like 3 or 4 weeks to even read it. I actually found it very, very my style, and I was surprised because obviously I can't read music myself, so some of the references in there were, you know, I didn't understand. But they do have references to different songs, different music, different composers in there, so it was good to be able to like Google, especially towards the end of me reading the book, because as I say, I was getting the ick with myself. So yeah, I rated it 4 stars. I actually think it was really good. I would recommend it, and especially if you are, you know, if you can read music or if you're into that style of classical music, I think it is worth reading. The book really hit all of my favourite tropes. You know, we had slow burn, he fell first. It was kind of like a workplace romance. They knew each other from the New York orchestra. It was spicy, and I don't know, for me, I do love like an enemies to lovers slow burn. I feel like it builds the tension up throughout the book. So this was, yeah, 4-star, even though I did end up in a reading slump. I feel like Gwen and Xander, I think that's how you say it, Xander, were like opposites attract and yin and yang, and they very much had this one thing in common, but how they dealt with things, like their personalities were like different. The tension that they had when they were playing, and it's kind of like musical foreplay, I guess. You could tell that they had this like throughout the book, and even though they admired each other, it was very much also like a jealousy type of relationship going on. I feel like even though, you know, like I say, I'm not in an orchestra myself and I can't read music, I did understand everything that was going on. So it is a very much, it's a book that everybody can pick up and understand. Yeah, I really don't have anything much else to say, because if you've seen my other videos before, you will have seen once I read a book, I completely forget about it, unless it's like a 5-star read or 6-star read, you know. I will forget everything that I've read. So I can't remember any specifics. I've currently moved on now to The Housemaid is Watching by Frida McFadden. Now, I have done a previous YouTube video on this. I'll try and link it above. And I wasn't sure I was going to read the third one, but because of my last reading slump, I was thinking I needed a thriller to read next. I needed something a bit different. I'm kind of like meh with romances at the minute. I feel like all of the stuff is the same, and I'm really like, it's getting on my nerves. I'm thinking I might read Quicksilver next, which is like a bold choice for me, but I am very much a mood reader, so I will have to see what I feel like once I pick up a book, or once I finish this one. I'll see how I feel. I finished Not Another Love Song on the plane and had The Housemaid is Watching already downloaded, ready to go. So yeah, I finished it, and I think I had like 20-30 minutes left of the plane journey, so I was like, okay, let me just start reading another one, trying to keep the momentum up, because obviously it's hard to read on holiday. Bunch of girls, hen party, having fun, you know, one of those. Yeah, I started reading it, and I've been trying to go to the gym. Don't even get me started on the gym. It's already difficult. I've literally been 3 days on the bounce, and I'm already like, I want to quit. However, I have been taking my Kindle and propping it up on the bike and like the treadmill, so I can like read it while I'm doing exercise, which makes sense. So I've been getting a few chapters in that way, which is really helping, because I'm not going to take a full physical book to the gym with me. That's crazy talk, but nobody can really tell like if I'm reading a Kindle. So that's what I'm doing at the minute. Now I've woken up even more full of a cold. I've had like a bit of a scratchy throat and like sniffles for like a couple of days, but I've woken up with like a full-blown cold today. So I don't know whether I'll go to the gym tonight. I might just chill, or maybe I'll go and see excuse me, and see if I can make myself go to the gym. But yeah, I feel like death warmed up, so this video is probably going to be super short and doesn't really give you any insight into the book, because I wanted to do a bit of a reading vlog, but as I've said 50 million times, been in a massive like reading slump, so you'll have to deal with what I've given you today. Now, I haven't done a continuing series for a while, but obviously I'm reading The Housemaid is Watching by Frida McFadden, which is in the series, and I've read the other two, obviously. And I have downloaded, I think there's like The Housemaid's Wedding or something, like a short novella for like afterwards. So I'll try and get both of those done, and then I guess that'll be continuing the series. I'm really sorry this video has been short and sweet, but please join me in my next one when I'm out of my reading slump, hopefully. And yeah, we'll have some more books read for you. Not Another Love Song was my 20th book of this year, and I set myself a task of 35, so I'm doing well. I think I'm like 6 books ahead of schedule, So I'm not stressing out too much that I was in a reading slump, but I want to get back to it now. I'm really in the mood to do a lot of reading. But thanks again for joining me today. Hope this hasn't been too boring for you, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you. Goodbye.